Yeah, definitely. And every now and then someone does rise up, like Pezz, like Beastlord, like Azure, and make a deep run and really, you know, really make them work for it. And yeah, we'll see if Pezz is going to be able to do so here this week, as he is going to be going up against GogojOey.
Yeah, one big three. I mean, he already took out Demi. So let's see if he can continue this.
Yeah, and it's also important to note that as all this is happening, there is a lower bracket. So, you know, kind of quietly, Miyamika is slowly working his way back up, and he could, you know, come back for some revenge.
Demi versus Miyamika is going to be a best of one.
Oh my god, Demi's not going to be happy about that.
I doubt it. That is going to be insane.
Oh boy.
And of course, the winner of that is going to be facing Beastlord in another best of one. Winner of that will be facing the loser of this match here, which is going to be starting off on Pillars of Gold, holding up the rest of the current map pool single-handedly. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just that good. Over here in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player coming out from Hong Kong. He is one of them big three Zerg players. He is part of the Zerg-Muta triangle. Currently teamless, we have GogojOey.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Pillars of Gold LE, we have the Australian Protoss player, the Purple Protoss, representing Team Mindfreak. It is Pezz.
Boy.
Oh boy, indeed. So Pezz, he was able to take down a player like Demi, but as we were mentioning earlier, Demi, he is a lot more of a standard Zerg player. He is a lot more greedy. You know, that's the kind of player he is. Pezz, on the other hand, is completely different. He is all kinds of aggressive.
Indeed, he is. He wants to be attacking Pezz as quickly as he can, and just looking to see if the pressure will eventually break him. That said, Pezz, I feel like we mentioned this a couple. Usually, whenever we cast him, he is known for his PvZ. More than anything, more than any other matchups.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we have more well-known Australian players like Probe struggle a little bit more against GogojOey, against Miyamika. Pezz, he has so much more experience when it comes to these weekly events that he's a lot more familiar with how they play. So again, he has the best chance out of a lot of these Protoss players to make it even further and make it through these Zergs. We'll see how he does here today. Again, like, Beastlord was already able to take out Miyamika, which was really impressive, but also with like really almost unorthodox aggressive play. Pezz, I'm really curious to see what he does here. Is he gonna do something similar to last game and goes double Stargate? Is he gonna go Glaive Adepts?
I'm gonna say Mass Oracle.
Oh.
Mostly because I just want to see Mass Oracle.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, starting to get off with the Stargate here, opening up with it. Which, I mean, again, Pezz, he is, I feel like even before the Void Ray buff, he was kind of known for preferring his Stargate play, but yeah, especially now, it's kind of his go-to.
Yeah, definitely. I think for the longest time, a couple of months ago, around DreamHack Fall, every single game, Pezz would just open up Glaive Adepts, and he would have different ways to transition out of it, but that was his go-to move. But nowadays it looks like he is favoring the Stargate a little bit more, and that does have to do a lot with the meta. It does favor this style of play.
All right, actually going to be an Oracle first coming out from that Stargate.
Ooh, okay, Oracle first. Yeah, we'll see if he goes double or triple Oracle. We'll see if he eventually does go into a Void Ray.
Or does he just want to continue to pile on to harass?
Yeah, I mean, GogojOey does dive in. He did finish up Pneumatized Carapace, so he does go in with Overlord speed. He does end up spotting that Stargate, so he is aware and immediately throws down some spores.
Nicely done.
Okay, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for this lone Oracle to deal some damage, but I think what's important is that despite that, we do have a second Oracle on the way, and with more than one, like, you can start to ignore some Spore Shots and dive in regardless to get worker kills.
Yeah, I mean, Pezz, he's going to take a bit of a risk with that now on a single Oracle, because he knows that there's no queen there. He's going to be taking a couple of those shots, takes out a couple of drones with it. But as he was saying, just when the second Oracle comes out, that is really when the party starts.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm a little bit disappointed. It is a double Oracle opening, not triple, so he just does go for 2 and then stops there.
Or is he simply delaying the second Oracle? Nope, he is stopping there. That is a forge with his Twilight Council.
Ooh, okay. So this is, we'll see what the +2 is going to be partnered with. There are a couple of Protoss players who do enjoy going like +1 Blink Stalkers from here, but the more common response or the more common transition is to go +1 with those Chargelets.
Yeah, I mean, when you're going for +1 Glaives, it's a bit overkill. And the Glaives already kind of one-shot the whatever units you need to take out. But actually, it's going to be Blink here, not Charge.
Oh, I love this. I mean,
yeah. It's also something else that, you know, it does make quite a lot of sense here with the +1.
Yeah. So this is something that I mean, I'm sure I don't know if you've been able to cast him, but Darkness does this a lot, or he used to. He would actually go triple Oracle straight into +1 Blink Stalkers. And of course, with Darkness's impeccable micro, he would do wonders with it. And he does so well against like heavy Roach compositions as well. So yeah, there's a lot of potential with that. What's a little bit worrying is that GogojOey, he is going for a Roach one, but he's also going for +1 melee.
Fake out? Question mark? No, he is researching Galactic Constitution. So I don't know, maybe just getting the Roaches out now to be safe, and then gonna be transitioning to more of a Ling Bane something style. Those are 2 Banelingness.
Those are 2 Banelingness.
He learned his lesson from playing against Beastork. He wants to have at least 1 spare so he can continue to pump out these Banelings.
Yeah. And regarding his composition, I was going to say, well, we saw it against Beastork, like Ling Bane, Roach Ravager. It does work well. And it takes a while to get going, you know, because of how gas intensive it can be. But yeah, like there's a lot of opportunity with it. You know, you have that Roach Ravager just to help deal with those force fields. You know, you prioritize getting those Ravagers out. And then you have Ling Bane to just crash into everything.
Yeah, but as you said, we are going to be waiting a little while before we see that popping off. GogojOey getting a lot of Overlords here.
Yeah, was a little bit supply block there and wants to make sure that doesn't happen again. I can relate.
And Galactic Constitution is about to be finishing up. I don't imagine GogojOey going to be marching across the map just yet. Probably going to be waiting for at least +1.
Yeah, definitely still needs to work on his Ling Bane counts to really contend with what Pezz has. Meanwhile, he is going for a bit of a Ling run by. Oh, I love the way he's using his stasis wards, but 1 does get baited.
Yeah, a second one gets triggered behind that.
Yeah,
and all things considered, yeah, it's going a little bit better for GogojOey than Pezz.
Yeah, especially because especially because Pezz hasn't really been able to apply any kind of harassment or aggression on the side of GogojOey. Sure, he's pushing out now, but I feel like GogojOey, he's done droning up, and now he's just doing nothing but making Lings.
That he is going to be working on maxing out with as much as he's got possible, and I mean, as you said, the Banelings really are what GogojOey wants beyond this. So getting the Lings, yeah, absolutely key. Very quick hive coming out from GogojOey.
Oh yeah, we do have a hive on the way. I also love that he was also supply blocked again. So seven overlords were just made. Just quite a number of them. Yeah, again, GogojOey struggling a little bit when it comes to that, but you know, he is taking up quite quickly. He's going for a Spire as well. Yeah,
and what do you think we're going to see out of that Spire? Like Corruptus or Mutus? I feel like at this point it's got to be Mutus, right? It's not too much a Corruptus can really do.
Yeah. I'm sure if there were Colossus in play, he would have gone for something like Corruptors. At the moment, it doesn't make too much sense to go into Corruptors. There's not much they can do other than kill the War Prism.
But I tell you what, once War Prism goes down, that's where the rest of the game falters.
Oh boy.
But apparently not. Yep, really nice force fields coming out here. Completely blocking the Lings from getting us around here, or flank I should say. But the Banelings do crash in on a good chunk of these Blink Stalkers. blinking away, and GogojOey's army is getting really thinned out.
It is, but you know what? The Lings, they get on top of the Disruptors. Both Disruptors go down. Now it's just pure Blink Stalkers dealing with this army.
And I don't know who to favor at this point, Light.
Yeah, again, like as soon as the Ling Bane ran out, GogojOey had to back off. I don't know if it's wise trickling in here with these few amount of Lings.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to do something, right? Or maybe it was a bit of a misrally, but yeah, I mean, GogojOey now down 10 army supply.
Yeah,
really trying to make it work. And remember, it is 10 army supply worth of Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Not very efficient, to say the least.
Not at all, and he does end up losing that base. For the most part, he was able to evacuate a lot of his workers. I do feel like GogojOey probably should have given up that base a little bit sooner. He did a good job at killing all of the sentries and all of the disruptors, but since then, he does have to back off. He does need to refine his army a little bit, and there's a lot of opportunity. Like, there's no more sentries for force fields.
No, there's not, but there is still a couple of these disruptors here. Variation Nova going to be available at any point, and I feel like this cannot be understated. That's a lot of Blink Stalkers.
Oh,
and in
yeah.
the hands of Pezz, I feel like they can absolutely do a lot of damage. Alright, look at those Ravagers going down to the west side. And a very quick evacuation here with the Disruptor. Going to be waiting for it to, build up the energy and go for round 2.
Yeah, exactly. And what's important is that this Warp Prism is still alive, warping in more and more Stalkers to reinforce it. It looks like the Lings of GogojOey are going to be able to clean up the majority of this army, but with those reinforcements, Pezz just blinks forward and takes out the majority of these Ravagers.
He does. A couple of them do manage to get the Disruptor there before the Purification Nova can finalize.
Ooh, and the warp-in was cancelled due to those bile shots, so Pezz, he is being forced back slowly but surely, but does just barely manage to warp in another round of Stalkers.
Yeah, barely warping in, immediately unstatic your Stasis Ward. Stasis Ward, Warp Prism, back right on out of there.
Unsiege?
Unsiege. That's the word.
Yeah, and in the end, Pezz is repelled. He was able to deal some damage, right? If you recall, he did kill the base to the bottom right. From here, he is expanding, and GogojOey, he didn't take another expansion from that, so he is still on 4 hatchery. It's not the worst position here for Pezz, but GogojOey, he's looking for a counterattack.
He is, and immediately going to be jumping on top of this 4th base. Banelings are crashing in on these Zealots! And they immediately start taking them out. All the Lings starting to chomp away at all of these Stalkers, pushing them all the way back to the brink. But the Colossus do come out right in the nick of time.
Oh, that they do. Meanwhile, at the same time, Banelings rolled into the 3rd base. 19 probes are going down.
And in the end, I feel like this is kind of GogojOey's style in a way. Mm-hmm. He defends so well for so long. It looks like he's behind, but then he takes one perfect engagement and carries that momentum all the way to the victory. GG.
GG, and we at least I said a lot. I said this a lot when it came to Beastork versus Miyumika, and how Miyumika was just barely on a knife's edge able to hold against Beastork's aggression, and it felt the same here when it came to GogojOey versus Pezz, where GogojOey was always just barely able to hold on and just barely able to defend before Pezz was able to get any real economic damage.
He really was. And yeah, I mean, for the most part there, GogojOey, as you were saying, just lost his negligible units. I mean, sure, an Extract went down, but yeah, not much damage done to the drones, or even less to the hatcheries. And now that I think about it, and now that I'm looking at stream, GogojOey also expanded to the other direction, where Pezz had absolutely no presence at.
Exactly. He was able to evacuate the majority of his drones from the right-hand side. He just went all the way over to the left-hand side. Again, when that big attack happened, only 3 drones went down alongside that hatchery. So again, it was kind of negligible, the economic damage that GogojOey was taking.
It was in the end. Now we're going into game number 2, Jagannatha. Very different map than Pillars Gold. A little bit longer here, but I mean, I'm just wondering how that's gonna really affect things. I feel like the rush distance was not the deciding factor in that game. But we'll figure it out here on Jagannatha LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, swanning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the Purple Protoss player. He is the king of alliteration himself. He'll be representing M for Mind Freak as well as M for Melbourne. He is, not Tezza Terry. He is, in fact, Pezza Perry.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the blue Zerg player hailing from the land of Hong Kong, representing himself. It is GogojOey.
So here's a question, Light. Now that he's up 1-0 in the series, do you think GogojOey is just going to be hyper aggressive this time?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we'll see. To be fair, I don't know if that's something that you want to be doing, like as in like early pools against Pezz. Are we going to see a 2-base all-in? Potentially we'll see that from GogojOey.
Oh, what kind of 2-base all-in? 2-base Infestor all-in.
One day, Yaku, one day.
Versus AI.
There we go. Not today.
Yeah. Imagine doing that against Alpha Star. I feel like, wait, what if you did do that against Alpha Star? What if you proxy hatch Alpha Star? No, wait, somebody already did that, didn't they?
Does Alpha Star still exist? Is that a thing?
I don't think so.
Feels bad, man. I mean, we don't need Alpha Star, okay? We already have people like Innovation, and then on the other side of things, we have Miyamaika, okay? That's all we need.
Yeah. I try to think of any other machine robots or machines, but as far as I know, Innovation currently is the only one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people, not me, but some people would maybe make an argument about Rain.
Being a machine.
Yeah, just because of how solid his macro was.
He was a force of nature.
Ooh. Okay. He was a prophet, mate. That's what he was.
He really was. I mean, you can see it right now. He's influencing Pezz.
Yeah, right now from beyond the grave. We both going for the same thing. It's like he's not even dead. He still like makes content.
Well, I said from beyond. I wanted to say grave, but I stopped there. I was gonna be like, what's something else I could say, like from beyond the Africa or something. But yeah, no, grave was my first. Instinct.
F's in the chat for Rain. To be fair, he's doing quite well for himself now. I believe he's like a YouTuber.
He's doing very well.
Yeah.
He's got fangirls now, which I mean,
I
don't blame him. I don't blame the fangirls, to be honest.
Always had plenty of them. Meanwhile, when it comes to this series, we did see a Stargate opener coming out from Pezz once again, going for the initial Oracle.
Yeah, but also going to be following that up with a quick little Twilight Council and 3 more gates. There it is. Here come the Glaives. Not the most committed Glaive build out there, but that's kind of the strength behind this, isn't it? You get the Glaives and then you transition to something else because you're not that committed.
So I will say the problem is that GogojOey was able to scout the Twilight Council with his Overlord. Like, he dove in, he just barely saw the Twilight Council. Something else, with the Overlord at the natural, he can see that the 3rd gas is being taken, so you can cross off charge lots. So I think, to be fair, Pezz did go for Blink last game, so that could also, it could throw GogojOey off, but for the most part, like, he has the key, like, puzzle pieces to piece everything together to figure out what Pezz is going for.
I like to imagine GogojOey is just like, he's got a piece of paper at his like desk, and he's like checking things off, and it's like, okay, what's it gonna be? And he just crosses things off from the list, and he's like, does this give me the opportunity to link flood? And if it says no, then he just doesn't. And he'll be slightly upset about it, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do to take these wins.
I like to think that every single option leads to yes. Like, it doesn't even matter what, but he still goes through the process and it's like, yes, you can link flood. It's like beautiful.
Does your opponent do anything? Is your opponent the AI? Yes or no? That's really the only thing on his list, on his flowchart. Alright, here come all of the adepts, and because he, because Pezz wasn't too committed to this, got a robo facility a little bit late. He is not looking to reinforce this whatsoever. Just gonna be committed, just gonna be sticking with this initial warp in, and he's getting a lot done with it.
Oh boy, yeah, there just wasn't enough links to really chase down and be on top of those adepts. As a result, 13 drones have gone down. Still 2 adepts here in the natural base. Meanwhile, 2 more adepts at the third, also killing so many more drones.
And they do the static defense here, the spine crawler, not enough to help out. And that, when it's all said and done, Pezz gonna be up about 10 workers, and even as a third base, so it's not like he's not gonna be able to make use of that.
Yeah,
he's uneven base count.
Exactly. He is ahead in terms of the economy. Now it's on him for the defense, but where the force fields are, it looks like he doesn't even need the force fields able to repel that link counterattack.
Yeah, he knew that GogojOey wouldn't have too much here, and this is the key part of this build. He kind of forced GogojOey to get into the roaches there because of all those claim depths, and now, I mean, as we know, he wasn't too committed to the depths. And now he's got the Void Ray out, he's got the Immortal out.
Yeah, and it looks like GogojOey, he's trying to deal as much damage as he can. He was able to snipe 2 high energy sentries there, but in the end, the rest of the roaches were pushed away. And as you said, Pezz, he wasn't overly committed to the glaive adepts. It was just that one massive wave that went across the map, and then immediately into Immortals, immediately into that third base.
And now, I mean, we're having a little bit of a reversal here. Pezz, he absolutely took control of the tempo of this game, forced GogojOey to build into those roaches, and now he's defended almost perfectly. He's gonna ride that wave into potentially a victory. GogojOey going for Swarmos?
Oh yeah, GogojOey pulling a little bit of a Miyamika here, and we'll see if he's going to be able to get away with it, as he is going for Nidus Swarmhost. This isn't ideal to defend, but Pezz, he does go forward, and I think he does spot the Nidus. I don't know if he saw the Swarmhost.
Yeah, it's a little bit up in the air. So Haluk Darkons, are they just more common now?
Nah, I think it was a misclick.
Alrighty then. And initially I was going to say I feel like GogojOey may have joined up a little bit too hard, getting onto the 70 workers this quick. But honestly, as long as he's able to, make use of these swarm hosts, force Pezz back on this side of the map, it'll definitely be worth it.
Oh yeah,
now
definitely.
he can focus on producing units.
The problem is that Pezz, he is not turning around whatsoever. He's just going for the throat. And what is there to defend? There's 3 Locust Waves. That's all he has, and a handful of units on the ground. And Pezz is just going to push on forward.
Yeah, nowhere near enough. Not even with this. Not even with the spine crawler. To be fair, GogojOey, I mean, he is just focused on producing units, and he has stopped producing swarm hosts. So yeah, he just needs to buy himself some time for these links to come out, for these roaches to come out. But now he's forced to pull the boys, and this is where it gets a little desperate here for GogojOey. He did have a massive worker lead, but now he's just throwing it all away.
Exactly, forcing another Locust Wave out from these Swarm hosts, and with that, 20 probes have gone down. The Nidus is going to be going down as well, and once that goes down, like, there's no counterattack potential for GogojOey. And Pezz, if he wants, he can just continue to reinforce and continue to apply pressure. The Warp Prism is still alive.
He's still producing Swarm hosts.
God damn it, GogojOey. Oh god, and I mean, he needs to replenish these ones. He just lost 3 immediately, down to 2. And
does he need to replenish these ones?
No, he doesn't.
The main question, I think.
Oh god.
Yeah, being a little bit stubborn right now, GogojOey, he really wants to deal harassment damage on the other side of the map. I mean, he already has the Nidus in place to strike at that third base, but he just can't do it. He needs to worry about his defense right now.
Yeah, that he does. And again, we're talking about Blink Stalker, so he can just force out a Locust Wave, then just blink away, just wait until the Locusts run out and just trade as efficiently as he can. And GogojOey, he's only just barely holding on with what he has. Pezz, again, just because he has gateway units, like he's struggling to really push into any of these like bases, into these mineral lines. GogojOey, he's just trying to pump out as many Roaches, Ravagers, Lings. And Pezz, I'm just waiting for like, where's the transition? Is he going to go for some kind of AoE, like Disruptors, Colossus, more Immortals?
Don't need it.
I mean, I guess he doesn't, to be honest.
Yeah, that stuff's for suckers.
The problem is that you don't want to tunnel vision too much, right? And he is working on +2, so he hasn't, at least he hasn't forgotten about his upgrades.
Yeah, I feel like that's the worst thing you can really do right now in if you're in Pezz's shoes. Forgetting about your upgrades and just, you know, allowing GogojOey to just get up in there in terms of the upgrade count, and then eventually take these engagements. GogojOey, he was up in supply, but again, a lot of that supply were in these swarm hosts, are in Roach Ravager. So now Pezz, I mean, he's getting back up there, actually turning around.
Yeah, this is a little bit scary because Pezz, he has been trading against the army this entire time. Like, it's been a while since he's really been able to get any drone kills. So the longer this goes on, it feels like it's a little bit better for GogojOey. We'll see if Pezz can finally find an opportunity to break him. Otherwise, he really does need to start thinking about that next step.
Well, the fleet beacon, I think, is going to be the first of the. It's going to be the first step here, but he only has one target at the moment. Really needs to start throwing a couple more down, get maybe another base up. I mean, he has the opportunity to. He's free to do so.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he did expand and take his 4th, which is a start, right? He's working on the fleet beacon, which is another start. He does need a little bit more production. He does need to start working on going into that Skytoss army. But to be fair, at the same time, he also has to trade efficiently with these Stalkers. Like, he has to keep GogojOey, like, down.
He does, but so far, GogojOey is not down as of yet. Some very nice battles being landed over here. And has GogojOey held?
So far, he has. He's been holding. Another Locust Wave clears out the entire mineral line and the 4th base for Pezz.
He just got that base too. Just finishing up that mortgage. Pezz now blinking right on top of this army, but leaves him a little bit vulnerable to some of these corrosive vials. Did take some momentum there, but yeah, now that GogojOey's been able to reinforce, Pezz can't quite push into this.
Yeah,
he's going to trade a 4th base for a 4th base. All fair.
Yeah. I mean, that is a start, right? He does kill the 4th, but now we're stuck like 3 base versus 3 base, you know? And I feel like that may be still a little bit more comfortable for Pezz, but he needs to find some more damage here. He's really been unable to capitalize on these opportunities when the swarm hosts have their locusts on cooldown.
Well, +2 has to just about finish up here for Pezz. So he's gonna have quite an advantage going into this. Pezz just waiting for the army to come in so he can blink on top of it, potentially, or blink away. That's also another option. Yeah,
he does split up the Roach Ravager army just a little bit. Meanwhile, oh my god, another Locust Wave takes out the 3rd Nexus.
And now it's 2 base versus 3 base. Not for long,
god.
Pezz, he is rebuilding those Nexuses, but for a while anyway.
Pezz is struggling right now. Like, he's been unable to deal with these Niduses. He has been unable to, like, he finally kills the Nidus to the bottom right. The one to the top left is still up and running. Another wave is getting set up to hit the 4th.
But there is a quick little more pinch of Socrates here coming out from Pezz. And you know what? I like this. He is immediately going for that mothership. Oh, the Stalkers move away.
Oh god, and you know what? The 4th Nexus did finish, and it was killed. Finally. No! Pezz! The Nidus is right there! Oh god. Okay,
well, it's hidden behind shrubbery.
It is.
That's the problem.
It is hidden behind shrubbery, but it looks like, okay, finally he's going to check that area. He's going to be able to deal with it. Meanwhile, he does segment off a couple of his Stalkers. He will be able to deal with this Nexus here in the natural. Oh, never mind.
Almost trapping a couple of swarm hosts, and that would have been absolutely huge, but very quick decision making coming out from GogojOey. Immediately just sends him back into Nidus. And Pezz, he's buying more and more time for his mothership to pop out.
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong about that, but you know, GogojOey has bought enough time to be maxed out.
Yeah. In the end, who has purchased more of Peinan?
Yeah, we may end up in a situation where it's going to be Pezz turtling up and trying to be defensive with his mothership until he himself is able to get a more refined army. Again, we were talking about it. He got the fleet beacon. It looks like just for that mothership. He doesn't have any more Stargates. He's not taking up into carriers or Tempest or anything of that nature.
Well, this might hopefully prompt him to do so, as he is starting to lose a couple of his gateways here, unable to get too much more of that out. Actually, now switching into a Robo Bay.
Oh boy. So yeah, he's going to be investing in some AoE. I don't know if that's the best idea. I do know that when it comes to like at least fighting Locust Waves, like Archons can do quite well against them. You know, their AoE does deal a lot. High Templar with Storm as well.
Yeah, you really want one or the other. Mothership completely going to be dodging these vials. And no detection in sight here for GogojOey. Not really going to be able to contest against the army underneath the mothership. Not too much anti-air either.
Okay, and this is good. So Pezz, he's starting to shut down these Niduses before they come up. He's being a lot more active on the map with all these Stalkers. But again, like, his army is just, it's just mass Stalker. It's not very sophisticated. It's not ideal. And in a head-on engagement, I'm honestly a little bit concerned for Pezz, especially if there's detection, and there's plenty of it at the moment.
Yeah, GogojOey, he's just ahead so much in army. I mean, again, he hasn't really, once he maxed out, he hasn't really had much of a dent being made to his army. Oh, it looked like the mothership was in quite a little bit of trouble, but dodging those vials.
Yeah, only taking a little bit of shield damage. That was quite dangerous there for Pezz. He does back off. Meanwhile, we have a bit of a Ling run by over on the left-hand side, able to deal a little bit of damage, but Pezz is in position to defend.
But not in position to defend his other base here. Quick little recall. And again, the swarm hosts, they were sent there. So they're just waiting for the army to move out of position.
Oh god, Pezz is getting pulled apart a little bit. Like, he was recalled. Now they are engaging the center of the map as well. At the same time, another Locust Wave hitting the Nexus.
That's a perfect surround off. And now the bios are starting to really land. Pezz being a little bit overzealous with these blinks. Get some pretty good purification over, but I gotta say, I think the bios were a little better there.
They were, but you know what? Pezz, he has cornered this army. All of this is going to be cleaned up. All of these Roaches, all of these Ravagers. And what's important, GogojOey, his supply is inflated by those Swarm Hosts. A lot of those Swarm Hosts are in the Nidus. Never mind. They have recharged. They have a Locust Wave ready.
Yeah, but only a single wave. That can absolutely make a difference here in ZVP. I mean, I guess Pezz knew what he was doing coming to the Stalkers. Oh, great purification over, but unfortunately not enough to take out any of these units.
Another nice purification over.
Trying to find a,
and a really
trying to find a target.
Yeah, and a really nice time warp. They're able to slow down the Locust Waves. The Locust Wave actually doesn't do anything here. No detection whatsoever. And now GogojOey, so much of his supply is dead. Like, the Storm Host can't do anything at the moment, and now it's an opportunity for Pezz to push in.
Yeah, or at least try to. Could be chased away by the Sling and these Slings and these Ravagers. I really like this from GogojOey, is not making too many more Swarm Hosts. He's going to be going straight into Roachling. And again, he's still trading decently well.
I
somehow.
Yeah.
He's taking out a couple of Stalkers every time he loses a Roach or two.
He is trading well, but he's not feeling confident, so he does meet up with the Colossus. Oh, finds all these naked Swarm Hosts. Yeah,
and there isn't quite the detection here to prevent these Locusts from chipping away at this army.
Meanwhile, there was a bit of a counterattack again, utilizing that Nidus there over on the left-hand base. Meanwhile, Pezz is like, you know what? You can have that base. I'm expanding over to the right, but another Nidus is right next to it. GogojOey, there's an opportunity here for him to deny that base, but what about the main armies?
Well, that's still a little bit of a pickle. Both players are now about even in the army supply. I feel like I wouldn't be favoring Pezz here, and at least in this particular fight. GogojOey, he keeps trying to bile down the army, which, I mean, to be fair, he knows where the army's at. He just can't really target them down with his units. So he's just trying to bile them, but yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know how effective that's really gonna be.
Oh, nice purification overs as well. A lot of these Ravagers gonna go down. Aggressive blink forward, catches all of them.
And I feel like we're gonna get our ace match.
Oh my god, this was so close. Like, Pezz, he almost ended the game a solid 10 minutes ago, and GogojOey has been able to drag this out, fought his way back, and he did. There was a point where he was maxed out up 50 plus supply, but Pezz, like, undeterred, he was able to come back from this with his mothership, with these amazing purification novas.
And I feel like it all comes down to the Swarm hosts in the end, Light. But yeah, GG is called. We are going to be getting our ace match here.
GG.
GG. And yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of Pezz in a bit of a nutshell. He does like to put pressure on his opponents, but if they're not like, you know, if it's not like that game against Demi where he did just, you know, was caught a little bit of his unawares and did just immediately GG. If the game goes on for a bit longer, Pezz, he is more than willing to just play out the patient game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, take any risks there.
It was quite scary, and he almost played too patient to the point where GogojOey came back and won and would have 2-0'd. It was quite scary. There was a while there where things were looking quite terrifying, but we are going to be getting into that ace match.
That we are, and it is going to be on Lightshade LE. Meanwhile, bit of an update here in the lower bracket. Miyamika taking out Debbie 1-0 and then getting his revenge on Beastork, also 1-0. So the loser of this match is going to be facing Miyamika in that lower bracket finals.
That he will. I was a little bit confused.
I also thought GogojOey was calling for you for a sec.
Yeah,
but I didn't realize what he meant.
I was like, did I mess something up? Did he ask me a question or something? I was a little bit confused, but okay, it's fine. It's fine. He was just talking about the map Lightshade.
He was, funnily enough.
All right. Here we go. As you said, it is going to be on Lightshade, the map, not the player. And this is where we are going to be determining who is going to be advancing on to that grand finals and who will be knocked down to the lower bracket where they will be forced to face Miyamika.
What would a map on you look like?
What?
I think is the question, because you said it's not going to be on Light. You're referring to you, but Light Shade referring to the map, and I was like, what would a light map look like?
It would have extractors on every single gas to begin the map.
But not unusable extractors is the thing. Renegade extractors. I feel like that'd be overpowered for Terran though, because then they can just pump out Marines. Anyway, we are now going to be on Lightshade LE. No affiliation to any of the players that are known as Light. Not to Light_VIP, not to Romanian Light, not to Terran Light over in Brood War. No. Lightshade does have affiliation to Maris, though, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, here in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner, the Purple Protoss player coming down from M for Melbourne, playing for M for Mindfreak, we have Pezz.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the blue Zerg player hailing from the land of Hong Kong. Currently tied up 1-1 in this best of 3. It is GogojOey. Oh boy.
Already forcing the unnatural base.
Oh my god, that's GG.
That's gonna be it, GG.
So we'll see if that comes into play again. It is a little bit annoying. It will definitely come into play if we do see some Glaive Adepts coming out from Pezz, but it isn't 100% guaranteed that that's going to be coming out.
I feel like that is usually the prompt though for the Protoss player. They may not necessarily have been, thinking of going for the Glaive Adepts, but once they're able to force the third base, or the natural base, sorry, to be built in the third base location, that just gives them a lot more opportunity.
Oh yeah, definitely. Also, surprising appearance, and I guess shout out to Frustration in the chat. Out of all people to see in the chat, that was not a name that I was expecting.
Huh.
Of course, Frustration, one of the other few Australian Protoss players. He's been inactive for quite a number of years, but he made a surprising return. I believe it was in DreamHack Winter. I think it was DreamHack Winter qualifiers.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, you casted it if you recall, because he ended up forfeiting the qualifiers because he like went to a rave or something like that.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
I gotta be honest, it's a better reason than sleeping in. Looking at you,
Oreo, Nux.
Oreo, yeah, Nux.
Mm-hmm.
I think Whisk as well. No, Whisk was invited. No, Whisk. Wait, I don't remember.
Yeah, I do know that Oreo and Nux, they were the two. Maybe Upley as well. I think Upley woke up in time. I can't remember, but yeah. Nice surprise there. And we'll see if Australia can represent here as Pezz. You know, we are tied up 1-1. To be fair, whoever loses here isn't out of the tournament, so there is still that lower bracket.
But Pezz, he is the last Australian. GogojOey is the last Hong Kong player. And what was I gonna say? Mio Micah is the last Vietnamese player.
These are facts.
It's almost like we only have 3 players left. Oh, the wall was not a wall light! The wall was not a wall. The army a little bit preoccupied there, and now the Ling's gonna be really taking out a heck of a lot of probes. Well, I say a lot, but it's only 2. Very nice drone drilling coming up from Pezz.
Oh, but you know what's more important though? These things, they dealt some damage, they got a lot of scouting information, especially because Pezz was doing his best to deny the Overlord scout, trying to hide as best he could these Glaive Adepts, but in the end, GogojOey got in with the Lings and saw everything.
Everything coming down. Also saw the Robo facility, which is kind of important because GogojOey, he really needs to know how dedicated Pezz is going to be to the Adepts. That said, Roach Horn isn't done yet. So GogojOey gonna be relying a bit more on trying to preempt the shades of these Adepts.
Yeah, he's got a massive wave of Lings. He's got 3 Queens here. The creep spread isn't ideal to try and deny this War Prism and zone it out, but again, there are a nice number of Lings looking to chase down those shades.
Just like so. I said just like, yeah, there we go. Forces cancel up. And our Roach Horn is finished. GogojOey gonna be building quite a number of roaches now.
Yeah, again.
Because again, Pezz really dedicated to the waves.
Definitely, like GogojOey, initially you want to try and defend as best you can with these Queens and with these Lings, and then you end up trickling in with some roaches. Meanwhile, he commits to the shade and gets surrounded by Lings.
Whoa, that's a little bit of a surprise there. I mean, those Queens were very exposed. Pezz was doing a fantastic job taking them out. He could have continued there, but I guess something slipped in his mind.
Yeah, exactly. He was hoping he was distracting his opponent well enough to get away with a shade into the main base, and really he would have fared better off if he had cancelled that shade and continued to apply pressure here at the third. He was doing so well against those Queens, but in the end, GogojOey was able to clean the most of it up.
I feel like that may be just what turns this game entirely around. So GogojOey, he should not fear. He should be feeling pretty comfortable now after deflecting the first wave. Obviously, the Warp Prism is still alive. There's always an opportunity for Pezz to go in for round 2 with these Glaive Adepts, but I mean, GogojOey's already got an army out. He's already got Roach Ravager.
Yeah, exactly.
So he needs to defend.
He definitely does. Right now, Pezz is desperately trying to get as much damage as possible. He's trying to keep GogojOey busy because he is going for that transition. We do have the Robotics Bay finished up. We do have a couple of Immortals on the way. I imagine we're going to be seeing some Disruptors. And the problem is that Pezz, oh my god, he wants that third. He wants to expand, but GogojOey is just not letting him.
No, he is not. So Pezz is going to be taking matters into his own hands here. +1 already on the way, as well as the Disruptors. What am I feeling here? Late Sentry Stalker push with Disruptors?
I would have assumed so. The problem is that, like, again, Pezz at the moment, because so much aggression was applied here with those things, he may just decide to stay home just to secure his third.
Yeah, I mean, he does need to keep his army back for a while, but I imagine that by the time this +1 finishes up, Pezz is going to be feeling pretty confident in his ability to defend, that he should be able to push out on time. Well, I say should, but yeah, it really depends on when he gets throws on that Nexus.
Yeah, definitely. And there it is. The third is finally thrown down once again. And yeah, we'll see what happens from here, because GogojOey has bought so much time. He's just been macroing on up. The Roach Warren, sorry, the Bane Nest is about to finish up. We have Roach Speed finishing up as well. So he's getting, you know, into that army composition that he's known for, that Ling Bane Roach Ravager.
Is that what he's known for, or is that just a today thing? Because I feel like this is new coming up from GogojOey.
It's what we've seen today. It's what we've seen today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be his new thing.
It could. It could.
Just hoping. Alright, Pezz trying to move into this, but GogojOey, I mean, he's making use of the map. Look at that counterattack, completely delaying the third once more.
At this point, Pezz is all in. He's like, I cannot get a third base. I have to try and end the game here and now.
And GogojOey ain't making that easy on him.
He is not. It's important to know that +1 attack is on the way for Pezz. It's going to finish up quite shortly, and that's definitely going to come into play here. Oh, good.
Look at the triple prong coming down. Beautiful force fields, but look at the one thing you've got to be keeping in mind is that Warp Prism. I thought the Biles would be thrown down on it, but apparently not. It does instead get right into the heart of the army, and the Immortals are so vulnerable. GG is called. GogojOey going to be making it to the grand finals here with a +1 advantage. Pezz going to be going down facing Mio Micah.
GG. Congratulations, GogojOey. He does advance on to the grand finals. And as you said, we will be getting into another PvZ. Pezz, he's not out of it yet. He has another chance here up against another Southeast Asian Zerg.
Indeed he does, for another PvZ. As you do go on a quick little 5-minute break here. To have a duct tape prepared, you know, clips gone by. You're gonna guess which one it is, but I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, I'm gonna guess which one it is. It is gonna be Kuro. Duct tape.
I would have loved to. I do not have the Krupp duct tape lined up, so unfortunately it will not be that one. It will still be one done by Vortex. Shout out to Vortex Lamb. He has been making these duct tapes and they've been beautiful. But yes, bear with us as we'll be back shortly after this 5-minute break with Pezz versus Mio Micah.
See you.